Welcome to the kingdom. I'm the king. Today we're doing something different. Our second ever tier list on my channel, being a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all the courses. We're doing a tier list for that. The reason I'm doing this, Mario Kart World is coming up. It was announced, all that type of stuff, and I want to push out a little more Mario Kart content just so we can all remember how great this was. Like 15 years, dude. This game's been out for a minute. 11 or 15, one of the two. With that being said, man, we're gonna get straight into this tier list. S through 8, all 96 courses, including the booster pass DLC. For those of you who followed my Twitch or watch my Twitch, you know I've played some Mario Kart on there, like almost every week. I've taken a break for this week and next week coming up. No streams at all. Hopefully when Mario Kart World comes out and some of the issues are fixed, stuff like that, we'll be able to do what I always want to do, which is like community Sundays. We all hop on, we all play Mario Kart all together. People who watch me will all play together. It'll be really cool. And then we could eventually branch out to other games. We'll see. With that being said, man, we're gonna start the tier list. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's really appreciated. Let me know down in the comments you guys' thoughts on the tier list and you guys' thoughts on Mario Kart World. Be honest, man. Just be honest. But anyways, here we go. All right, so time to start the tier list. So here are all the tiers. We have SS, which is basically one of the, if not the greatest tracks to ever exist in all of Mario Kart. S, really great, no flaws, pretty much. All the top two tiers, basically no flaws. A, really, really great. B, it's pretty good. C is eh. D is, the track has a lot of flaws. And F just being terrible. And I'll be so real with you, I don't think there's any Mario Kart track ever that's terrible. So I don't think F will be filled out at all. I'm gonna try to go in order as best I can. If I don't go in order, it's whatever. You will see there's gonna be a set of tracks that are all gonna be in one tier for the most part. If you're like a huge Mario Kart fan, you'll probably understand where I'm going with that one. But here we go, man. Okay, so starting with the Mushroom Cup, Mario Kart Stadium. Mario Kart Stadium is a good track. Out of like all the base tracks, like the base like Mario track that you get with every Mario Kart, this has to be one of the best ones. Immediately showed you the anti-gravity, really clean track. Decent turns, everything about this was smooth. A flying section, all that type of stuff. Overall, very balanced track, very good track. Has to go in the speed tier. Literally no flaws, really. But it's nothing super exciting that really pushes it any further. So B tier. Next, starting off with Water Park. This track, great underwater sections as well. A flying section, anti-gravity section as well. I'd have to say A, just due to the aesthetics of the whole track. The submarine thing coming across, you see the teacups in the background. There's a lot more detail in this one. For my liking, a lot more colors. Really cool. Has a mix of everything as well. No flaws with this track, realistically either. Overall, pretty great. So that's two tracks down. Now, Sweet Canyon, for me. Ooh. This track is probably going to be a B. Aesthetically, it's one of the cooler tracks. You get like the Syrup River, like the Syrup River you fall into with the water, which is like the water section of it. However, both the ending, like the very ending, and the beginning track, to me are very lackluster. And it is slightly shorter in terms of race time. I feel like the anti-gravity section is a little bit wasted, but in terms of the actual overall aesthetic of the track, it really brings up to B, so it's in that good tier. And wrapping up the Mushroom Cup, Thwomp Ruins. This track right here, realistically, this might be our first S. I'm not gonna lie to you. This track technically has no flaws. Design-wise, really cool. Really holds the whole Thwomp thing to it. I hope I'm saying that right, because it's hard to pronounce that word. But dude, the murals on the wall, the patterns on the wall. The flying section with the underwater in that first middle part you get through, and then the ending part to me is really sick. The fact that like you're hopping over things, you see the clouds underneath you, all of it comes together. Decent amount of terms, good amount of item boxes. Can't really complain. This track is overall really great. Is it like an SS? No, could be like even crazier visually, but S tier is great. It's a fantastic track. Starting off the Flower Cup. So the first one for the Flower Cup is Mario Circuit. Mario Circuit kind of falls into this B tier as well. It's, I'm not gonna lie to you, it would probably be like B plus if I had a B plus. Should I add a B plus just for that? I feel like I should. Actually, no. I'm gonna add a B plus. Yeah, I'm gonna add a B plus. Yeah, let's add a B plus. Arrow below, and we're just gonna color it. I don't know, fucking this color. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Hold on. Turn that back to orange. This one right here. So I gotta put B plus. And we'll have that color. Okay. So Mario Circuit and B plus. Really great anti-gravity section. The fact they're able to see the one thing that I like about the whole anti-gravity thing was that certain tracks are able to see like the other side of the track, the whole thing flip. I really like that. The fact that the whole thing shaped like a figure 8 is also really sick. Aesthetically pleasing. It's really great. Could be even more turned up, but overall it's a very clean, basic track. It's just, like I said, it's an upgraded version of Mario Kart Stadium, if I'm being honest. Next, Toad Harbor. This track easily has to go in A. Yeah, actually, you know what? Now I'm changing this. I feel like Water Park, since I added B plus, has to be in this B plus tier. However, Toad Harbor is easily A. I'm sorry. Aesthetically, one of the best tracks. Very wide open sections, but also very tight sections in the beginning. The fact to get the water. Aesthetically, really great. Good amount of item boxes. Optional anti-gravity could be on the wall, or it could be on the ground next to all the subway cars, or the trolley cars, I should say. Really great. You see the Peach statue in the background. Dude, there's a lot of stuff going on. This is awesome. So A for that one. I believe the next one is Twisted Mansion. This is gonna be a hot take. Twisted Mansion. Do I dare say B? Yeah, I say B. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Mario Kart came with a lot of banger tracks. Mario Kart 8 came out with a lot of banger tracks. It has to go in B+. Twisted Mansion is really cool. The whole gimmick of the ghost thing is really awesome. For me, at times, it does feel like a lowered version of Luigi's Mansion, that track from like the DS. But it is really cool. The ending's kind of underwhelming though. The ending part of the laps are underwhelming. The beginning, going through the whole mansion, riding on top of the walls when it waves, really sick. The water section with like the skeleton fish is really cool as well. You can fly up, fly down. Slightly short, but really good. And last but not least, Shy Guy Falls. Okay, Shy Guy Falls, I'd probably say B. Personally, I do like this track a lot more, but overall it is a B. Decent aesthetics, but the track itself isn't anything special. It doesn't feel very special, except for the part where you go up the waterfall. Everything else is just basic as hell. Yeah. Also seems kind of short. I don't know why. Like, actually think about it, a lot of these tracks are short as hell. Okay, so I believe that's all for the Flower Cup. Next we're getting to peak. The Star Cup is in fact one of the most complete cups that we've ever had. And usually that's one thing you notice when we play Mario Kart games, is that for some reason when you get to like the later, like the Star Cup, the Special Cup, like those cups, everything turns up. Dolphin Shoals. S, immediately. Dolphin Shoals is one of the greatest tracks ever. The dolphins jumping, the circle boost, the pipes, the eel. Like it has, you can ride on top of the eel. Like there's a lot of detail into the track. Going across the waterfall thing with the rocks. It's a whole water level for the most part. It's really sick. Aesthetically, item boxes, time for the laps, everything was fantastic. S. You could push it to SS, I wouldn't be mad, but I keep it an S. Next. Oh, you know what I missed? Hold on, I don't even see it here. Hold on. Everything was kind of going in order for a second. I kind of missed it. Hold on. I'm looking for... there it is. Okay. Sunshine Airport was actually the first one on the Star Cup. A. The fact that you get to go through an entire airport is awesome. Fly next to the planes, really sick. Aesthetically, awesome. Nothing basic or boring on this track. Awesome overall. Not better than Dolphin Shows. Dolphin Shows has more going on for it, but still really great. Like I said, when you get to the Star Cup and Special Cup, it's all peak. Electrodrome. When Mario Kart 8 first came out, this is one of my favorite tracks ever. Overall, I have to go for an A. Aesthetically, one of the greatest tracks ever. However, in terms of actual, like, the track itself, the split path between the blue and the pink is really cool, but they're basically the same thing, just in reverse. Nothing truly special about them. Right on top of the wall is pretty cool. The music was awesome, so that all comes into play. So yeah, that has to go there. Mount Wario. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I haven't seen any other Mario Kart tier list, track tier list, but this is easily SS. This is one of the greatest tracks ever, and I'm a huge fan of one track, like one lap tracks. Basically the 3 laps in one go. There's no like going around. It's all straight down. For me, what this track is that decent runtime, a lot of detail into the track. But what really sells it too for me is you start from coming out of like the top of a plane. That already sells it. So you come out of a plane and you go straight down into this crazy mountain, through the mountain. You go down the mountain, through the mountain, right? Through this like little factory. You go down the ski slopes. Like you're just constantly going down, and there's details in each one. Each section feels a little bit different. So, but it's all connected, so it has to go in SS. This is awesome. Okay, time for the Special Cup, which starting with Cloud Top Cruise. Okay, which I'm gonna do this really quick. Hold on. This Cloud Top Cruise. I gotta go A again. But on that same note, let me just do this really quick. But I'm gonna put Sky Garden. That's what I said. I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but from the front, try to stay in order. Sky Garden, I'm putting in B. B. And B is a bit biased. Which honestly, this whole list is probably biased to some people, but dog, it's Mario Kart, chill. Like I said, there's no bad tracks. So Cloud Top Cruise. The reason why I put, first of all, let me start with Sky Garden. The reason I put Sky Garden in the B tier, aesthetically, it's pretty okay. Its only flaws, which would technically put in that C tier, is that it's extremely short. It would be C. Me personally, I just like it because it's a short, quick track with a good amount of item boxes. That's why I like it at B. And it's something just to get you like warmed up if you're warming up online. So yeah, technically most people put it in C, but I put it in B because I'm biased. Now Cloud Top Cruise is just an upgraded version of Sky Garden. The electric path to lightning coming down, you have to choose the different things. Like getting shocked is a really cool touch. The riding on the vines, the clouds, going through an airship a little bit is all pretty sick. Aesthetically, really great. Not the best, but not bad. But the track itself is really awesome, so that's going to A. Next, I believe, is Bone Dry Dunes. I saw someone make a TikTok about this the other day. This is definitely a C tier track. Sometimes it feels very plain, like the beginning of the track feels very plain, and the end of the track is unbearable. I can't lie to you. Like the ending of the track is just trash. Lack of item boxes near the end to really save you, and just sometimes I feel like there's no cohesion throughout the entire track. Aesthetically, it's pretty cool, but apart from that, the track isn't great. I'm sorry. You get messed up, like way too many tight turns on one section that just don't make sense. Like the section where you go on the bone wall, and then you can either drift on the bottom. No, this has to go in C. I'm sorry. Bowser's Castle. Okay, so a modern Bowser's Castle. S. Yeah, Bowser's Castle S. I'm sorry. Bowser's Castle. Okay, between the laser beam shooting from the thing. First off, aesthetically pleasing, it's awesome. It's a giant lava castle. You get volcano eruptions, all type of stuff. Driving the track itself, you get a split path between down and up. At one point, you get to see a giant Bowser slamming his fist down, blocking off the boosting that you can go off of. But you can still do tricks off of to keep you still in the race. Rocks tumbling down, lasers from the little Bowser statues like I was telling you, a wrecking ball, drifting around the corners. Like there's a lot of corners that are all cohesive. Like the whole track is cohesive even though it feels different. So that's going to S. Not perfect, but not bad. Okay, this Rainbow Road, the Mario Kart 8 Rainbow Road. I'd say B plus. Hot take, but this isn't a really cool Rainbow Road to me. When I first played it, it was just okay. Even now, it's just okay. It was never anything special to me. I don't have much to say on it, and I actively avoid it anyways. It's all right. Okay, now we're getting to classics. I think. Let me make sure I'm still going in order. All right, the Shell Cup. So Moo Moo Meadows. Okay, people aren't gonna like this one. Take off the nostalgia glasses. This shit is okay. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Yeah. There we go. That's a little bit better because this had a lot more flaws. Moon Meadows is okay. And I'll be fair. I'll put this in C. I like it, but I'll be fair. I'll put it in C. Moon Meadows though it's just okay, dude. Nothing crazy about it. The moles coming up out of the ground, and the cows or the moo-moos running across the field, pretty cool. Other than that, the track is very basic. Aesthetically, it's okay. There's nothing. It's not a cool track. It's not a great track. Is it nostalgic? Is it easy to go through and fun, decent challenge at times? Yeah. Overall though, not really cool, and it's missing one full row of item boxes. I'm like, it needs one more near the end. But overall, it's all right. Keep in mind, like I said, there's no bad Mario Kart tracks. I know it's like a family favorite, or a fan favorite, I should say. Even though families probably play this shit too. And also the fact that's a Mario Kart World. They made him a character. That's, but they took out other characters for that. That's, okay. Next. Next we have Mario Circuit. A modern twist to Mario Circuit, I should say. This is C. Apart from that ramp, it's an okay track. Nothing crazy aesthetically. Nothing too difficult. The ending section with all the oil slicks is pretty annoying, but adds a decent challenge to a track that doesn't seem that challenging. So I'd say C. Okay. Ooh, was that next? Hold on. Cheap. Damn, Cheap was in the Shell Cup the whole time. Alright, Cheap. B tier. One of my personal favorite tracks of all time. They brought it back from the DS. Didn't add anything to it except for like a flying section, but that doesn't really count. Because that's technically just a big jump. They just made it flying. And the Cheap fly over. Jump over. That's pretty cool. My only thing with this track, in order to upgrade it to have made it better, that whole I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not, but that whole jungle section that you get into could be flushed out so much more. You could add like an extra 20 seconds to the track, 10 seconds to the track. That would just make it flushed out a bit more. The laps are kind of short. Aesthetically, it's pretty cool. The water is super blue. It's nothing too crazy, but not too bad. It has to be in that B tier. Toad's Turnpike, another fan favorite. C. C. Toad's Turnpike it's okay, dude. It's literally like 4 turns. It's left, straight, right, left, straight, right, straight, left. Yeah, dude, it's like 3 turns. Dude, it's 3 turns. They added the entry guide to the wall. That's all they did to this. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not special. And aesthetically, it's cars on a highway. Let's bring it down a bit. Now starting off with the Banana Cup, Dry Desert. Show last item box. Okay, C tier as well. Dang, I feel like we're hitting like 2 mid cups, but Dry Desert has to be in the C tier. Some people probably didn't like that, and I have no problem taking hate for this one. Dry Desert is trash. It's not trash, but it's not good. We're driving through a desert. That's literally it. There's a whirlpool in the middle, like a sand whirlpool in the middle. It's pretty cool. You get to a slight water section that has nothing in it, so it's not really flushed out. And that's quite literally the entire track. You have the cactus monster things, which are whatever. Just don't hit them. the track does drop the pillars near the end to spice up the ending, because the ending is literally just the water and then trade like 1.5 turns. It's nothing crazy. Could have had a lot more detail, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know it's a desert, but like, you know. So after that one you have Donut Plains 3. You make the left. C. Another mid track, dude. Again, not too difficult, not too flushed out, not that many cool things going on for it. It's alright. Also, Dry Desert needs an extra item box as well. But other than that, Donut Plains 3 is okay. Nothing special. Royal Wasteway, however. I never remember playing Royal Wasteway the first time on N64. Even on emulators, I don't remember ever playing this track. Playing on Mario Kart 8 though, so I can't take points off for that. But Royal Raceway itself, the flying section, really clean track for the most part. It's not overly difficult, so I'd probably bring it down to B, honestly. Not overly difficult, not too many crazy turns. Aesthetically though, really colorful, really appealing. That's really all it has going on for it. The what's it called, hot air balloons coming up and down is pretty cool as well. Decent amount of item boxes, but that's pretty much it. Not a lot, not too little. And for some reason, this cup ends with DK Jungle from the 3DS, Mario Kart 7, and apparently, every time I really quick, apparently, a lot of people didn't play Mario Kart 7. How do you just skip that? I don't know. Or a lot of people don't even remember it, which is crazy. But DK Jungle. I'd say B+. Has a lot of DK elements to it, so it really has that going for it. The track itself is okay. Aesthetically really cool, but the track itself, like driving the track, is nothing special. I do really like the part where after you exit the jungle, you go over the golden jumps, and then you head into that whole tunnel, that whole cave tunnel with the golden banana spinning around. That's a really cool section of the track. Do a little bit of anti-gravity, kind of unnecessary, but it's whatever. And then when you fly on your way down, overall not bad. Fair difficulty when you're playing like 200cc and you like fall off and stuff, because that's annoying as hell. This track for some reason has a lot of sections you can fall off on. So yeah, that's gonna go into that B+ tier. Now, Leaf Cup, Wario Stadium. I'd say B. And while I'm on this, let me get. Here we go. Wait, my bad. So while I'm on this, yes, Waluigi Stadium is a better version of Wario Stadium. They're close because Wario Stadium does have an anti-gravity section. Waluigi Stadium, I believe, doesn't. And this does have a water section, kind of, not really. But both of these are just okay. Aesthetically, I do like Waluigi Stadium a bit more. They're both kind of fleshed out, but not fully. Yeah, they're both nothing super high to talk about, and they're kind of similar. However, the half pipe section of Waluigi Stadium is really cool, and that's what really brings it one step above Wario Stadium, but practically in the same. Okay, Sherbet Land. Hold on, there's like an ice track. Hold on, make sure I'm not confusing this with something else before I say anything. Snowland. Oh, let me make sure. Yeah, okay. Sherbet Land. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna hit you guys with a 3. Hold on, let me hit you with a 3 real quick. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna hit you with like the 3 snow tracks or ice tracks, whatever you want to call them. starting off Rosalie's Ice World. Aesthetically, it's okay. However, the entire track is mid as hell. Nothing crazy going on at all. This track is boring as fuck. It's pretty much a straight line for the entire time. You're barely turning except for that one turn where you go around the ice, like the ice hole to the right. Other than that, this track is boring as hell. For the aesthetics it gives, this track is boring. I'm sorry. That's even more boring than a Mario Circuit or a Mario Stadium. Like, this is somehow more boring. I don't understand how that's possible. Whew. Snowland. Snowland's pretty cool. I do like the section at the end. Mostly cohesive. However, aesthetically, out of all the 3 snow tracks, it's not that cool. That's why it's in the C tier. The penguins coming down with the ice, with the item box is pretty cool. Other than that, it's whatever. It's an okay track. Sherbet Land has more going on for it overall. Anti-gravity section, underwater section. The snow coming down, how it's nighttime as well. It's really cool. Yeah, nothing too much to say about this one. I'd say B. Decent difficulty, but not that difficult. Okay, Music Park. Music Park. Let me think. Let me make sure I'm not tripping. Music Park. Yeah, I'd say A. Music Park, one of the best tracks. Originally on the 3DS, really great. Mario Kart 8, even better. Dude, the music that's going on, drifting on the xylophones, which a lot of sections you could fall off, but if you don't play the game, smooth. These giant music note guys jumping up and down give you tricks and stuff like that. A flying section that you can choose to use or not. Hopping on the drums, all type of stuff. Across the big xylophone, really cool. Or the big keyboard, I should say, really cool. This track is awesome across the board. Great difficulty, great aesthetics, really fits the music whole theme. Has to go in the A tier. Nothing to get it to this S and SS tier, but really great. Yoshi's Valley. Yoshi Valley. This is probably a hot take. Maybe, maybe not. B tier. B tier lit because, yes, there's multiple paths. Really cool concept on paper. In reality, though, a lot of the paths are longer and shorter versions of the same thing. They're not very flushed out, and aesthetically, it's not that flushed out at all. And then once you pass the giant egg, the ending of the track is trash. There's nothing going on, and also all the paths lead you to the same spot anyways. So it's just who gets there first, and then once you figure out which of the like 6 paths are the fastest, by then who cares? Who cares about going on any other ones? There's just no point, and that's why it has to be in speed tier. It's a track that has so much potential that it's just not there. So now going on to the Lightning Cup. TikTok clock. B plus? Nah, A. Also, I'm bringing this down. I feel like I overrated this one a little bit much. I like thinking about them in the back of my head. Same thing. Also, this isn't like a tier list I pre-made and then I'm just filling it. This is all off the top of my head right now. These two are basically the same track. This one I still think is slightly better, but it's not that much for me to give it a whole tier. TikTok clock, however, A. Clock theme perfectly. The hands, the gears, the swinging of the gears, the flying section, the music, the amount of item boxes, the tricks, stuff like that, all that type of stuff is there. Aesthetically, you're in a clock. You're in a clock. That's what it is. Fits everything perfect. It has to go there. Again, nothing crazy enough for me to put in S or SS, but it's gonna be that A tier. Piranha Plant Slide. In that B plus tier, overall really cool. I feel as though the underwater section of the Piranha Plant Slide could have been fleshed out a bit more. I feel like you're just going a straight path, nothing too crazy. Overall though, nothing too crazy. Aesthetically, like, and the concept behind it is really cool. Could have been fleshed out a bit more, in my opinion. Great difficulty to the track overall, though, especially near the end and at the beginning of the sewer section. Overall, I'd say B+. Let me make sure I'm still in order. Grumble Volcano is next. Yep. Grumble Volcano. This track has the difficulty that I feel like a lot of Mario Kart tracks need. Aesthetically, fits perfectly. Grumble Volcano. Boom, it's a volcano. I believe this track is still missing one full thing of item boxes, one full extra selection of item boxes. Flying section cool, drifting section is cool. Not trying to fall off as the music intensifies and the volcanoes erupting and the plates are falling off. Parts of the track are falling off. That's really cool. Should have added more with like when the volcanoes explode, the whole fireballs coming out. Should have added more of that to really give it that whole thing. But overall, that would probably put an S for me. But overall, A tier. Really great track. Okay, this Rainbow Road right here. Has to go into B+ tier as well. Aesthetically really cool. Overall, very direct track. Nothing too crazy or too difficult. But aesthetically, it really brings it up to B+ tier. Not too difficult in terms of as Rainbow Roads go, but also not bad either. B+. For me personally, I have it probably higher than this one. This Rainbow Road right here, the one from Mario Kart 8. But Mario Kart 8's Rainbow Road does have more difficulty to it. Okay, and I believe that might have been everything. Okay, now we're gonna get onto the full DLC stuff. So all the rest of this is DLC and booster course. Here. So Yoshi Circuit. Yeah, Yoshi Circuit's an A. Dude, first off, the whole thing being an actual Yoshi Circuit is really cool. Shaped like Yoshi. Characters there. Secret waterfall, hidden path, or like shortcut. Decent amount of turns, piranha plant section. If you're in like a high tier lobby, and you're doing like 150cc, you got all the items, and you're going through that section with the piranha plants, and you're trying to get your footing, trying to get your turns. That is really difficult and really annoying. This track is also missing one full extra thing of item boxes near the end, which is what holds it back as well. And I feel as though certain parts of the track could have been a bit more, but overall it's an A tier track. Really great. Excite Bike. Hot take, B. And yes, I know it's a hot take, trust me. B. Dog. You're jumping and going in a circle. That's all you're doing. It's not hard. It's hard to catch up because no one is turning. And once you lose your momentum, you get hit with a shell or something, you lose your momentum, it's over. Decent amount of item boxes, all that type of stuff. Could have been more fleshed out, but I know it's exactly from Excite Bike, so I can't argue with it. Could have been more fleshed out in my opinion. Still though, yeah, that's all I have. It's alright. I believe the next one is Dragon Driftway. Yeah, this. This course is our first S in a while. Dare I say SS? I don't know, I might change that later. Right now it's an S. Dragon Driftway, aesthetically one of the best tracks ever. Got the whole Asian theme to it. All of it was perfect. Dragon theme, all of it, amazing. The winding of the dragon head, like going through the dragon, the whole thing is amazing. Difficulty is there. This is a track that you have to pay attention to for the most part. You don't want to trip on the grass. You don't want to hit the wrong things. Decent amount of item boxes. Long enough track. S. No complaints from me. And last but not least, ending it off with Mute City. Kind of short laps at certain times, and definitely A tier by the way. Kind of short tracks at times. Overall, really great. Aesthetically, one of the best tracks. The only thing that holds it back is that it's aesthetically the same as another track, but they're from the same game, so you can't really complain. Good amount of item boxes. In high tier lobbies, very difficult track for online, but overall really great track. Adding the electric borders that when you touch them you get electrocuted, really cool touch. Decent amount of item boxes, and this is like kind of on the shorter track runtime, but it all flows. It's really cool. It's really smooth. I like it. Next, moving on to the Triforce Cup. Wario's Goldmine. Okay, Wario's Goldmine is going to go into B. I feel like I'm blinded by nostalgia, because when I was a kid, it's one of the most hard. It's like one of the hardest tracks I've ever played in my entire life. Mostly because when you're playing on the Wii and you get the whole controller thing, you were falling off a lot, and this track was literally meant for you to fall off. Aesthetically really cool. You're in a gold mine, all matches. Difficulty isn't as there as it used to be, in my opinion. Especially because part of it too is that the game added the anti-gravity to the gold mine cart, so not even hitting that would slow you down. And the runtime for the track seems kind of small, and not too much. Like I feel like I added a few more turns or fleshed out a bit more near the ending or the third section of the track. But overall, not bad. So we got that B tier. Rainbow SNES. They just made it modernized. It's basically the same exact track as it was originally. B tier, but this is one of my personal favorites. Rainbow Roads. Really cool drifting, really great difficulty. Blocked off by the thwomps. All really cool. Nothing crazy fleshed out. Nothing super like unpleasant or difficult, but it's nothing truly special for me to put up here with these. Has to be in that B tier. Ice Outpost. Yeah, B plus is fair. I might have pushed it to A, but no. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry, I couldn't look at this. It has to be an SS. I'm sorry, I can't let that go. I've been thinking about that passively in my head. Ice Outpost, B plus, maybe A. I'd stick for B plus. Having two paths is pretty cool, even though the two paths are pretty much the exact same thing. Fleshed out in some far out Iceland is pretty cool. Could have had like an actual full-on ice section. I feel like they missed out on that. Great item boxes. Harder to pass people in this one. But overall, pretty cool track. Nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. Hyrule Circuit, which will end up the Triforce Cup. B plus. First track that we had that adds the like a special coin animation, like having the gems or the rupees from Zelda. Having those is pretty cool. That adds uniqueness to the track. Having the secret path that if you get all three of the anti-gravity like post up, you can then go through the Master Sword. Really cool as well. Overall, really short runtime in terms of track. Definitely fleshed out enough for what it is. B plus, nothing too crazy. If you want to check out my Choose the Kingdom playthrough, that's on my channel as well. But anyways, continuing on. Starting off, the Crossing Cup, is that what it's called? I thought that's a terrible name. Why don't I know any of the why don't I know what any of the new cups are called? Baby Park. Baby Park's a B tier. People aren't gonna like this one at all. You put Baby Park in B? Oh my god. Do you know how much? Yeah, dude. Classic, amazing, fantastic. It's a circle. That's literally it. It's a right turn, or if you do mirror, it's a left turn. That's all it is. I'm sorry. There's, like, I love this track. Trust me, I played as many times as I want. I do the whole. I'd literally do a 48-hour stream if I wanted to. If I had like enough people, I'd do a 48-hour stream on this Baby Park. I'd have no problems. The problem is it's just a circle. Like, it's nothing crazy. Like, if you're not playing online, it's whatever. This track is literally whatever. I promise you. Play on your own. This shit is not good. But it's a B tier. Aesthetically cool with the whole park in the background and the roller coaster, all type of stuff. Overall, it's just alright. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. Cheeseland is an A. Cheese. Yeah, no. This track is really good. Cheese. I was about to say cheese. Decent difficulty. A flying section. 2 flying sections, but a real one. Near the end. Yeah, could have maybe been a little more fleshed out. That's why it's keeping it out of S and SS. But cheese. Not to tell you. Wild Woods. Really fleshed out, great design. Could have been a little longer, that's what's keeping it out of SS, but really fleshed out, great design. It's an okay difficulty, not too difficult, but overall really great. Could be an A, but I personally like it a lot, so I'm putting an S. Nothing more, nothing less. This track is awesome. Animal Crossing. Also an A. The mix of the 4 seasons would probably have people put an S or SS. To me, dude, change the season, it's the same track. Stop it. Just different aesthetics, which is really cool, which keeps it up here. The track itself is not difficult at all. Could have been more, could have been added more, but again, matches the game perfectly. Can't complain. Let me just make sure of one thing though before I continue. Hold on. Yeah, apart from Baby Park, this cup would have went 4 for 4. Okay. Bell Cup, which is the last of the DLC courses. Nearby the city. Aesthetically, one of the better tracks of all time. One of the better tracks of all time, yeah. The rain is really cool. Difficulty is kind of there, especially the fact you can fall off a lot, especially on that middle section. Could have been a bit longer. Could have been a bit more fleshed out by adding more stuff onto the course. Overall, nothing bad, no issues, but nothing too crazy to put up any higher. Dude, I'm telling you, if they add something to this, like just an extra something, maybe going through more buildings, something like that, would have been really cool. Next, Ribbon Road. S. This track is awesome. The aesthetics of being in a little kid's room, or appearing to be in a little kid's room, or maybe a giant kid, who knows. It's really cool. The track's moving, different colors, all super fleshed out, all super awesome. I really want to put an SS, if I'm being honest, so I'm going to do that. Sorry, this track is awesome. Decent amount of item boxes, tricks, and everything. Maybe could add one more row of item boxes, so I'll maybe keep it here, but aesthetically, it's one of the best tracks ever. Super Bell Subway. Originally, when this first came out on Mario Kart 8, when I was playing on the Wii U. Yeah. This is really cool. After a while, though, it's a train track. That's all it is. It's a subway. The ending is just like the whole middle. It's like a repeat. The whole middle is boring as hell. You're just going through a thing. It's pretty much a straight line for the most part. Not enough item boxes for this track at all. And then when you get to the end, you drift around a piece of grass, and that's it. If you had a mushroom, you can cut through it, which somehow cuts a lot of time because the corner is so steep. B+. It's whatever. Aesthetically, it's okay. Really cool colors, but that's really what's all that's carrying it. And last but not least, the Bell Cup and the last of the DLC courses, Big Blue. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of straight one course. S. Yeah. Like I said earlier when I was talking about Mute City, aesthetically they're pretty much the same shit. This one just adds a whole water thing to it. Like I said, one full lap, really fleshed out, really cool colors. Great music, S. Can't go any higher for me. Just needed more of something. I don't know what it needed more of, just needed more of something. So S. Now time for all the booster pass courses. But before I do anything, I'm gonna do this, and this is gonna get me the most hate ever when it comes to this tier list. But I don't care. And the reason why I don't care and you're about to find out why. I'm trying really hard with this one, and I'll explain in a second. The music's really good. Sorry. Okay. That's all the tour tracks. Like I told you guys at the very beginning of this video, the tour tracks, they're all going to be in one tier, or relatively one tier. They are mid, if not bad. Long story short, all of the tour tracks are boring as hell. I know they have like the different lap 1, 2, 3. On paper, that's cool. But if all the laps are basically the same thing, it's not that cool. It's basically the same thing for the majority of these. Aesthetically wise, they're not fleshed out or really cool either. I know they're based on real life, but I don't care. If I want to play a game in real life, I'd walk outside. Like this wasn't anything to me. It's mid. It's boring. D tiers are for like the city ones. Like these are all basically the same thing. Change the colors, it's the same thing. I'm sorry. Vancouver had a little bit more. Amsterdam Drift with the, I believe this one had flowers in the water section a bit more too. I can't remember this one too well, the Sydney one, because I actively avoid all these tracks. They're all terrible. Or maybe it was Madrid. I don't fucking know, bro. Los Angeles had a pretty cool section on the beach. That's what's carrying it to B. These three right here, though, Bangkok, Singapore, and Athens, all a bit more fleshed out, all a bit cooler looking. Yeah, that's all I can say. All felt like they were like the one long lap thing I was telling you guys about earlier. Really cool colors. Athens had that whole mountain range. These are fair to be a B+. If all of the other ones were kind of like this, I wouldn't have no issue, but the rest of them are boring as hell. Now let's go back to the order. Just holy shit, that was boring as fuck. Okay, Toad Circuit from the 3DS. Hot take. It was like this on the 3DS. And it was like this on this. Toad Circuit isn't fleshed out, nothing cool aesthetic, not difficult. Could have used a whole extra row of item boxes. This shit is boring as fuck. Plain and simple. I don't really know who's gonna argue with that one. It's Toad Circuit, and it's not like a Sky Garden or like a Mario Kart Stadium that are like something simple but still kind of fleshed out for you to have a little bit of fun. This shit's just boring as fuck. Choco Mountain. Or Choco Mountain, however you want to pronounce that. Hot take. Take off the nostalgia glasses. This is a B tier track. Not fleshed out in the slightest. Aesthetically, it's kind of okay. The swirls, not the swirls, like the stacks of the dirt is pretty cool. Resembling kind of like chocolate. The bats, the rocks falling down, pretty cool. The fog, more fog would have been kind of cooler. Overall, it's an okay track. Nothing too difficult, nothing too crazy. Coconut Mall. I'm gonna get hate for this one, I know that for a fact. But this is easily going up to A. It can't be higher than that, I'm sorry. The music, iconic, carries really hard. The track aesthetically is pretty cool. Really great colors, really fleshed out. You're going through an entire mall. However, the whole street section, after you get through the mall and you get into like the 2 ramps to fly or go down, from then onwards could have been easily fleshed out with more, and it just isn't. That's what's holding the track back. And then we have Ninja Hideaway, which was a completely fresh track, I believe. I'm like 90% sure it was a completely fresh track. This is an A. Aesthetically, one of the greatest tracks ever. Aesthetically, like looks of it, one of the greatest tracks ever. However, the only thing holding this thing back is difficulty. The difficulty of this track is a bit too much for most people. For me, at times when I'm facing against other people, it is difficult. That's what brings it down. It has way too many turns, way too many things going on at times that take away from like the whole track. Could have been simplified a little bit with like 3 different paths, maybe would have been clean. It just has a lot going on. But overall, really great track. A. I don't know if I missed Room Ridge or not. C. It reminds me of Sky Garden, but on a highway. All you do is mix Sky Garden and Toad's Turnpike and put them in the one track, and surprise to literally no one, it doesn't work that well. It's okay. It's mid. Not difficult, and this track is not difficult at all. I'm sorry, that track is not difficult at all. No difficulty. Okay, Mario Circuit 3. C tier. Hottest take I could probably give you guys. All these like Mario Circuit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, how many there are all boring. They're all the same thing. Aesthetically the same thing. All they do is change a couple turns. That's literally it. There's nothing crazy about these tracks. The U-turn I guess is pretty unique, and that's it. There's nothing going on. It's not fleshed out. There's nothing going on. Calamari Desert. He's gonna go into the B tier. Could have been higher if they expanded upon the one from the 3DS. I don't know how it was on the N64. I don't remember playing it, but on the 3DS specifically, I remember playing it for Mario Kart 7. The fact that the train used to block the path and had to force you to stop was a really cool mechanic. I don't know why they took that away. It only happens it rarely happens. You going through the tunnel, which used to be like an optional, I believe optional, or you couldn't at all, but it used to be an optional way to do it. They made it like mandatory, and then trying to make a flying section to go off the track when the track like all of a sudden jumps up is just dumb. I didn't like that. So if it wasn't all that and it was one from the 3DS, B plus to A, because it's a really cool desert track with something extra, but B. Waluigi Pinball. Gonna get a little bit of hate for this one too. A. Can't be any higher than A. The reason why, the whole first half of the track has nothing going on. When you get to the actual pinball section, it's one of the coolest things ever. Aesthetically, one of the greatest. Also, music really great, but the whole first half of the track is mid, which will probably bring out a B plus realistically. I'll put it at the top just for people's sanity, if I can. There you go. It just needed more for that first half. The first half has nothing going on besides the cannon part. Okay, Snowland already got. For the Rock Cup, Rock Mountain. Nothing really changed from this track. It's basically the same thing from the 3DS, like pretty much the exact same thing, except they added anti-gravity on the way up. It's an okay track. It's not difficult at all, except for the rock section. Not difficult. No crazy obstacles. The little forest area could have been fleshed out more. Maybe add a couple more stuff. It's whatever. Now that we're getting close to the end, though, if you're enjoying the video, man, hit that like button. It's really appreciated. I'm gonna upgrade. I'm gonna upload a Mario Kart 8 gameplay another one like just a fresh one just for YouTube only. And I'm thinking about doing a whole Mario Kart World breakdown. If you guys want that, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you liking the tier list so far. Next, Mushroom Gorge. I put Mushroom Gorge in B+. Mostly because of nostalgia for me. Track is pretty cool aesthetically. Could have been more fleshed out in terms of detail. Difficulties there. Hopping along the mushroom pretty cool. Items are all there. Visually could have just did a bit more. Other than that, B+. Nothing bad. Nothing too crazy either. Sky High Sunday, one of the new tracks. It's gonna be at B. This one is just like Trick City. All you're doing is tricks the entire time. It's very hard to get ahead once you like fall behind because there's nothing to get you ahead. You're doing so many tricks and there's so many tricks and speed boosts that once you fall behind, even if you're hitting people with items, they're also getting items, they're boosting. You're not really gaining anything. Aesthetically really cool. But the track itself could have had more actual track. I feel like you're just doing a lot of tricks. There's nothing really going on. Okay, time for... Oh, wait, hold on. One more track. Maple Treeway. Which I didn't even know Maple Treeway came from the Wii. I thought it came from the 3DS. But I'll let you guys know how much I played Mario Kart 7. Hey. The Wiggler's walking around, the cannon shot, going through an entire tree, hitting the leaves. Aesthetically, one of the best ever. Difficulty is there. Especially you could fall off the tree and all that type of stuff. All that's there. Perfect amount of item boxes. Can't really complain. A. I just don't feel too strong about to put it any higher, but A. Peach Gardens. The colors in the chain chop carry this. Other than that, this track is boring as hell. That's all I have to say. Just this track is boring. And I don't feel like there was anything new added either. Okay, Merry Mountain, which is a new track as well. Going to A. Really flushed out. Great design. Decent music, nothing too crazy, but great design aesthetically. Missing one whole row of item boxes near the end, in my opinion. Yeah, overall really great. Not too difficult for the most part, but overall, like they could have added a little more near either the end or the section before you come to the turn to the ramp. They could add a little bit more. Maybe a cave section. I don't know why, but I feel like that'll be right. It's called Merry Mountain. There's not a cave for it. Overall, though, really great. A. I apparently missed Blue Lake. My bad. C. Blue Lake is not fleshed out at all. It's kind of difficult, I guess, and that's the only thing keeping it this high up. You know, let me be fair. I'll put in like C+, but I guess B is fine. I'm low-key thinking about making a C+ here just to put it there, but I guess Blue Lake is B. Not fleshed out enough. Not too much detail. Ominous, and it reminds me of a track that I used to play on the Wii. I can't remember right now, but it's whatever. There's just nothing special about it. It's whatever. Rainbow Road from the 3DS. Okay. This is A. This is how you actually do a Rainbow Road. Yeah, it's the first one to add the moon, all types of... Was it the first time the moon? I believe so. Had a speed course, a speed boost section, the Rainbow Road, going around the rings, all types of... This, awesome. A. Could have been higher if it was a bit more difficult. and a bit more faster at certain times, but overall, A. Riverside Park. B. Very short. Aesthetically, it's okay. There's another track that I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's called Jungle Park or something like that, which is like basically the same thing as this. It was on like the first Mario Kart or Super Mario Kart, one of the two, bro. But it was exactly like this. Nothing truly special about this track at all. Maybe add more of the piranha plants. Maybe add a water section, something. But way too short. DK Summit. A. Aesthetically really good. Decent difficulty, good amount of item boxes. Overall, can't complain. Really good. Yoshi's Island. Another new track. Bro. Oh, and I forgot to mention Animal Crossing had special coins too. My bad. Yoshi's Island. Special coins you can grab makes the Yoshi sound from Yoshi's Island the game. Aesthetically, one of the best tracks ever. Difficulty's okay. Yeah, difficulty's okay. The mountain area itself could have been fleshed out a bit more to add a bit more pizzazz to the track. Other than that, nothing to really complain about. Mario Circuit from the DS. The fire flower shooting things are really cool. I feel like Wiggler could have been a bit more implemented into the track. Aesthetically, one of the better Mario Circuit areas. Really great colors. B+. It's just not difficult at all, so I can't put it any higher. Piranha Plant Clove. I'm gonna skip to this one really quick. S. Really great difficulty. Aesthetically, one of the best new tracks you could ever add. The only thing is, this is one of the very few tracks that seems super long for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it seems super long and could have had more eels to it. I know they have the giant one, but could have had more eels as an obstacle, maybe a shortcut or two. Other than that, really great. But yeah, for some reason, this feels super long. I don't know what it is about it. I'm going to play it after this. Moonview Highway. Hot take C. It suffers the same thing as Toad's Turnpike. It's cars on a highway. I do that in real life. Like, there's no pizzazz to it. It's just a straight course for the most part and boost. That's literally it. There's nothing crazy about this track. Daisy Cruiser. This is TikTok clock for sure. Daisy Cruiser. B. The underwater section is pretty cool. The tables moving across, pretty cool as well. However, the whole outside part of the ship there's nothing special going on. It's mid. Could have also had an extra row of item boxes as well, kind of near the end. Yeah, other than that, it's whatever. Nothing too crazy. Squeaky clean. Surprise to me. When I first saw the trailer, I thought it was gonna be trash. Realistically, A. Really cool aesthetic, being a whole bathroom. Difficulty is kind of there. If you choose other paths near the end, when you get the option to, it does help you get a boost. Just nothing too difficult or too crazy for me to push it any higher, but A is perfectly fine. It's a really great track. Sunset Wilds. I literally played this the other day. I think like 2 days ago. B+. I mean B tier. On paper, it could have been really, really great. It's just missing a lot. It's a place that's not fleshed out at all. Aesthetically not fleshed out. Design of the track not fleshed out. Very basic, very boring. Could have had more, just didn't. Koopa Cape. I'd say B+. Another track that could have been more fleshed out in my opinion. I remember playing this from the 3DS as well. Instead of the Wii, I don't remember playing this on the Wii for some reason. Could have had more. There's not enough Koopa to the Koopa Cape. I don't know if you guys want to quote me on that, but there's not enough Koopa to it. Yeah, and the ending is just boring as hell. There's nothing cool about the ending. Yeah, B plus. Bowser's Castle 3. Also in B plus. I would maybe push for A. I don't see why not. Alright, we got an A track. Bowser's Castle 3, a lot going on for it. Decent difficulty. Design wise, like actual aesthetics could have been a little bit cooler for being a Bowser's Castle, but overall, can't complain. Lava, thwomps, everything. This didn't approach everything, so A is fine. And pretty good difficulty. Rainbow Road from the Wii. Hot take. This is only B plus. For some reason, this track gives me a headache. It's a very long lap, or what feels like a very long lap, but it all feels the same. It does have a really great difficulty to it, though. I will give you that, and really cool aesthetics when you fall down. With like the boosting with the fire shit, that's pretty cool. Overall, though, the difficulty and the colors are what keeps it here. Other than that, it's an alright track. DK Mountain. S. The only thing holding DK Mountain back is the fact that the ending area isn't very fleshed out. Like, once you get to the mountain and the rocks are falling, once you get past that first rock falling, it feels like the same thing over and over again. Could have been more fleshed out. Other than that, S. Aesthetics, everything, really great. Volcano erupting, cannon shot, all of it. Last but not least, Daisy Circuit. B. Daisy Circuit's very boring. Aesthetically kind of cool. The Luigi and her statue really cool. Yeah, very boring overall. However, this is the full tier list, which I'm actually proud of this year. This is my first time doing the full tier list ever. I never actually did a full Mario Kart 8 track tier list, but this is awesome. S, 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 A, B plus, B, C, D. Like I said, there's no F tier tracks. I'm sorry, it's not a thing. But yeah, overall, this is the tier list. Let me know what you guys think about the tier list down below in the comments. What would you change? What would you switch around? Some of these could be switched into a higher tier, maybe bring down one. Overall, though, I think it's a really great tier list, if not perfect. Yeah. So yeah, that's the full tier list. Let me know if you guys want to see another tier list. I'm thinking about doing an Elden Ring boss tier list. I've already played Elden Ring, the full thing. It's up on my channel. Check that out. I'm gonna do definitely Mario Kart stuff coming up. Let me know if you guys want me to do a Mario Kart World breakdown video, like an actual breakdown of goods and bads, really telling you guys the truth. I can't be like all these people who are like paid to make their shit look good, and I can't be someone who's paid to just shit on the whole thing. I'll be honest. But yeah, let me know what you guys change for the tier list. If you enjoy these videos, like and subscribe. Long live the king, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.